right. Hello and welcome to Drag Storytime. Hello, I am your host, Marty McGuy. As you can see, I'm dressed as a cow today. I was supposed to be with you last week, but luckily we had the wonderful CJ Foxstar hosted my place, and he did a wonderful cow makeup. And if you missed last week, you may be going, why are we so obsessed with cows? We'll be talking about that a little bit later. We have a new exciting partnership that we're doing with Drag Storytime that involves cows. So you'll hear a little bit more about that later on in the show. But I want to go ahead and get started. We have a really interesting story time today. We've got a new face joining us, a couple new faces joining us. We have a new exciting activity that's going to be featured. Again, we stand for dancing, reading, arts, and games. So it's not just story time. We also have people that draw, that paint, and we have someone that cooks today. So much better than the cooking that I did a few weeks back. And I also want to give you guys just a little bit of a warning. I am on a computer that tends to have a little bit of issues. We are hoping that won't be an issue today. However, if we do have an issue, I will be right back, and I'm gonna let Dr. Eddie-san be my little host while I get back up. So I'm really excited. This is gonna be a fun one today. So let's away we go. Let's get started. So as always, if you're new to Storytime, welcome. We're very excited to have you. If you are an old friend, welcome back. We're excited to see you. And being a teacher by trade, I like to do a little PowerPoint to kind of give you a there we go. Sorry. To give you a sense of how we do things here. So again, you'll see this wonderful graphic we have here, which was made by Dr. Eddie-san as well. That stands for Dancing, Reading, Arts, and Games. Yes, we do sometimes have drag entertainers, but drag is also for everyone. And this channel is also for everyone. We are very welcoming to all who would like to join us. If you are seeing this and would like to participate by reading, doing a song, always send me a message via Facebook. We always have room, and we're always willing to make new friends. So welcome to our edition. This is sponsored by the Harriet Hancock LGBTQ Plus Center here in Columbia, South Carolina. If you are not from Columbia and do not know who Harriet Hancock is, I'm here to help you. Harriet Hancock is a local woman here in our community that noticed an issue. She's a lawyer, that her son, when he came out as gay, that obviously we live in the South, so there was a lot of prejudice against him. So she has worked tirelessly to form a communion and to legislate and to fight for our community. And this center was founded. It is in Columbia, South Carolina. It is looks like a cute little house, but inside is support groups, and we have a monthly potluck, not currently due to COVID, obviously, but we have groups for everyone from literally birth to elderly. We have trans groups, bi groups. We are doing some programs online, us being one of them, and I believe we have one other group. I'll have to check, but find more information about us online. You can help us support. This is a very old building, so we're always looking for help renovating it and doing other projects and offering resources to the community. But like I said, we were doing these in person, but had to stop due to COVID. But that has actually been pretty interesting because we have been able to make new friends from literally all over the world. So that's really exciting. So we've been able to expand our little house into something where we have allies from all over. So even if you're not from Columbia, we are so excited for you to get to know the center and the hard work that Harriet Hancock continues to do and our resource center. Okay, so today, if you're also new to Drag Storytime, we like to do some conscious discipline, which is a social emotional curriculum for children. Parents, highly check it out. Dr. Becky Bailey, you will be very grateful you did. It is wonders just to teach children how to regulate their emotions and to help yourself regulate your emotions, because especially if you know as parents, if you're not calm, they're not going to be calm. So one of the tools and techniques of conscious discipline are called breathing techniques. So this is actually one from conscious discipline called the STAR. And it has all of this is science backed research, all of the conscious discipline. And so this one comes from the science study that if you smile, it will trigger sensors in your brain to help relax and calm you, because your brain is like, oh, we're smiling, so we may be stressed, but we're smiling, so let's calm let's calm this person down. So it has been shown to do that. So along breathing techniques as well has also been shown to help children and adults get from a very survival or emotional mode into the executive part of our brain where we make our best decisions. So I'm going to show you how to do the star breathing, and then you're going to do it 3 times with me. So I'm going to show you how to do it first. So you're going to, it stands for stop. Oh, we have someone that entered the waiting room. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'll check on that in a second. So we're going to smile. I know it looks really creepy when you just smile, and you're going to take a deep breath and let it all go. Okay, let's do it let's do it 3 times together. Smile. So also breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. One more time. Okay, and that was the star breathing. We have a little bit of a different agenda today of how this is going to look. We did have Avalon was supposed to be joining us live, the Pink Fairy, and she did send in her video, but it was a little bit long, and usually I want to keep it a little bit shorter, so I'm going to probably edit it down and keep it for next week or show it during later this week. It's very, very good, but we have a bit of a longer show, so I wanted to kind of keep it a little shorter. So we'll show Avalon's next week. Second, we do have I hope I say your name correct too, Dalays, and I'm really gonna butcher this, Formeso La, I'm gonna have her on and she's gonna say it correctly, La Tanglia. I really don't want to say this. Hold on, I'm just gonna put you on a mute. Okay, how do I say your name correctly?
It's Dalays Formoso La Antigua.
Okay, Formoso La Antigua. Is that right?
Yep.
Hey, all right. Well, welcome so much. We have her here, and not only did she do that, she is joining us with her family in a video that she made. Is that D? Is that family member in the waiting room?
They are all here. Yeah. Well,
okay.
We were trying to put it on a larger scale.
Hold on, so I got it. Yeah, I'm bringing them in right now. I just saw it pop up, so I just wanted to double check. Okay, so we have the family here, and I cannot wait to show you the video they made. It is hilarious.
Oh Lord.
I loved it. I loved we'll talk about it later when we get to it, but just when you would go away and the boys would be doing commentary on how they made the food, it was so good. Okay, they're entering, so we'll get to see them in a second. And we also have welcoming deck Dr. Eddie's son, and because we have a little time this week, I also have a
kids have the laptop.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Okay,
how's it going?
It's going great. We're so glad you're here and joining us today. So I love we have new friends, and a wonderful job filming, by the way. Wonderful camera work. Wonderful camera work.
Well, we're live from the sun today, so it's a little bit hot out here. So we'll be learning about that a little later.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. And then if we have time, I do have a little bit of a puppet show, but depending on time length, I want to keep it a little shorter this week. We'll see how we end up with time. Okay, so we're going to do some wish wells again with conscious discipline. Wish well is essentially like we're letting people know that we're here for them. If it's a child that's particularly stressful, children may not feel like they're being heard or understood. So we always want to let them know we hear you and we're with you and we're wishing you well. So we like to do this for our audience, and if you have a wish well, please put it in the comments and I'll be able to check it momentarily. But we have a couple wish wells today. So of course, anyone who is losing love, has loved ones, or is going through a family member with COVID, or of course, if you have COVID, we are deeply wishing you well. It's getting scarier. We know the numbers are going up, and we're going to continue to wish our community members and worldwide family members across the globe a sincerest wish well. And anyone who is feeling isolated or alone, we're definitely thinking about people in elder care or people who are elderly living by themselves. This is a very isolating time, but of course we want them to be safe. But through the, hopefully the internet, we can connect to those people and make them feel a little bit less alone. And of course, CJ Foxar had an emergency this morning, so he could not be here. So we're going to wish him well. So how we do a wish well, obviously just saying it, we're also going to do another deep breath, and we're going to take our hands to our heart. We're going to deep breathe through our mouth and our nose, and we're going to let it out. And I like to imagine, you can imagine whatever you want, a unicorn bursting through my chest, not alien style, and rushing to that person who I'm thinking of and just kind of surrounding them in a little bit of calm and peace and helping them get through this hard time. You can imagine. I'm really curious if you imagine something different, please let me know. So you're going to take your hand over your heart, do another deep breath and say, we wish you well. We wish you well. We have some celebrations. I love when people send me photos in. We have our newest reader joining us weekly, Victor. Victor is reading a book, Giraffes Can't Dance, which is one of my favorite. We love to see children reading early. We love it very, very much. And Victor has been a new, I think I said our youngest reader at 6 months old. So welcome, Victor. We're happy you're here. Julia shared these photos with me on Facebook of her family enjoying a socially distant Halloween, and I just love the Frozen aspect, and I love this very muscular Anna. So thank you so much, Julia, for sharing those. If you have any more photos, please send them in. We love them. So welcome to Victor and welcome to Julia. So again, why have we been all cow themed the past 2 weeks? Harriet Hancock has been really fortunate to be one of the places selected to partner with a South Carolina dairy farm. It is a local program here. We do live in the South, so we are very agricultural based here. And so this is a program that they have done with schools and with homeschools and with essentially any organization that works with families and children. So we have been partnered with this farm right here, Nance Farm, and they are in McConnell, South Carolina. So it's only about like an hour and 45 minutes from us. So hopefully after COVID, I can go see them and take some pictures. But what this farm is going to do is they're going to send pictures of a particular cow that we will adopt. We don't know what our cow looks like yet. We will be getting notifications soon. We did just find out that this is the farm we'll be working with. They have a Facebook page, which I'll show you how to get to. I've already interacted with them on Facebook. They're very, very nice people. They show how the whole process, how their farm works. They're going to send us some detailed photos of what they do on the farm, some great pictures, and then hopefully we'll be able to Zoom with our cow during the year. And if not, like I said, post-COVID, I'd be happy to go out there and get pictures. And I think it's really nice to support our local farmers, and they're showing themselves, they're selling their milk and their dairy products at local supermarkets and supporting that as well versus big chain stores. So we definitely love it. As you can see, if you go on their Facebook and their website, they care for 125 milking cows on their 500-acre farm. And for the next 6 months, we're going to hear to learn about our adopted calf and the farm that she lives on. And like I said, you can see their social media page right here. This was one that she posted at, I think, 5 in the morning, and she was milking the cows and the power went out and she had to keep going and it started to rain. And it was just really interesting to see that perspective of like, I just thought it was very interesting. So please support them. They are very small following right now. And I would love for people from Harriet Hancock to be like, hey, they get an influx from people from Harriet Hancock. We definitely are excited to partner with them. We're not time to say goodbye yet. No, we're not there yet. It's not time. We just started. Let's go back to our agenda. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and play. Well, first I want to pull them up on camera first. So hold on, I'm gonna lift my camera up really quick. Stop share. Okay, I'm gonna pull. Do you guys feel comfortable putting your camera on, Dalays family?
Yes, we're fine with that. Do you know how to put the camera on over there?
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to make you guys on camera for a second. Oh, I think I need to.
Me and my oldest are on the phone, and the 3 others are on the laptop.
I love it. Okay, put both cameras on, and I'll have everybody on.
Whoa. Whoa.
And then, of course, my husband's playing supervisor. He's supervising. They can't see yet.
Okay. Let's see if I can add you. Okay, hello. Hello. You guys did such a great job in the video.
They can hear you. She can hear you. Unmute.
I loved the dancing, and I loved the occasional dab, by the way. That was wonderful. Hello, and there was our cameraman. So I'm so excited to show everyone your video. So does your mom and your dad make cheesecakes a lot?
Yeah, not that much. Occasionally.
Only during the holidays.
Yes. It's only during the holidays.
Is it your favorite dessert?
Yes.
I
love it.
So you guys are
Last
gonna
time I had it, it was super warm and I loved it.
yeah, you guys got to be taste testers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got the taste test and it was good.
Oh, it looked really good. It looked really good.
Yeah, and then we did more taste tests. Yeah.
But you remember, well, we'll see it in a minute, but it had cherries on it. What would be your favorite kind of cheesecake? If we were to put anything on top of it, what would you want to put on top of it?
I would put marshmallows.
Oh gosh.
I would put marshmallows and chocolate chips.
No, chocolate chips. Definitely
Guys,
chocolate chips.
I would put the cherry on top.
Cheddar? You put cheese on top? Mm. Well, that sounds. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to show everyone your video really quick. And I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm really excited for you guys to see it. Like I said, we're very excited to welcome all these new faces. So I'm going to mute us and then share everyone on the screen. Okay. Oh. Okay, hold on a second. It wouldn't be a direct story time unless there was a delay at some point. All right. Can you tell me?
Hello, I'm Dalays. This is my cooking assistant, Henry. And this is my cameraman, Sammy. Sam the man and Hen. So we today are going to be making a cheesecake.
Cheesecake, you see that?
It's very, very easy. It should not take very long at all, right, Hen?
Yes.
All right, so let's get, he'll be recording. God help us. So we got another helper. This is Nikki. It's very, very easy. It should not take very long at all, right, Hen?
Yes.
All right, so let's get, you'll be recording. Very important to do when you're cooking. Okay, so we had started, but we didn't finish. What you need is 2 cream cheeses, 2 bars of cream cheese, pie shell. I have 1 gluten-free because I'm gluten-free, and we have 1 chocolate for the kiddos. You need pure vanilla extract. You need sour cream, which is in the fridge. You need cherry filling for the top. The sour cream and the cherry filling are for the topping. Sorry, I'm all over the place. So in here, we've already put 2 of the bars of cream cheese. You need ½ a cup of sugar, 2 eggs, and a tablespoon of this vanilla extract. So, yes. So far, we've put in, Henry put in 2 eggs. Nicholas? Henry put in 2 eggs. I put in the sugar. We both put in the cream cheese. He's inspecting to make, Nicholas is inspecting to make sure we're all doing our jobs. And so we're measuring. This is a very, he's supervising. And this is a very easy recipe. We make about a dozen for Christmas, Thanksgiving, and New Year's. Sammy's dumping it in the mixing bowl. There you go.
See, it looks like vanilla is not for. Lick it back in.
No, you can't lick it.
That's not.
Don't lick the utensils. Okay, so another important tip. Make sure to clean up as you go. That goes in the garbage. So now we have a little mixer, but you can use a regular mixing spoon. Nicholas, do you want to mix? I'm going to start it and then you finish it. Let me show you. So what you're going to do is you got to be very, very careful.
Yeah, I know.
Back up. Back up, Nikki. So you have to put all the ingredients together. You have to mix. Oh, whoa! That's why we wear aprons. All right, Nikki, you take over. Just go up and down and in a circle. And while he's doing that, we're going to take our pizza crust, our pie crust. We're going to turn on the oven to 350. We're going to start that, preheat it up. And then Henry over here is going to open. Sammy, you want to get the other one?
Yes.
You want the pie crust? So he's going to open the pie crust.
And I got it open.
Let me think.
Let me rip it open.
Very careful. You have to be very careful not to break the crust. It's yourself. Yes. All right, so we're gonna start slowly.
And while you're waiting, slow.
All right,
Dance
here
it
we go.
out like this. Okay, let's wait.
So now these go in the sink since we're all done. You guys go. Put it in the sink. Don't eat it because as we're all egging it. It will make you sick. Okay, so now, once again, we're gonna dump
Dump the whole thing.
just 4 ingredients. That's all you need for the actual cheesecake. Yeah, you can do the smoothing this time, Henry. Doesn't it?
Yes, it's gonna.
All right, Sammy is gonna clean that stuff over there, right, Sammy?
Yeah, let's clean that.
Sammy is washing some dishes for us. Because it's important to clean while you go. Go ahead, smooth it out as best as possible without getting it on the side. See how he got it on the crust? We don't want that. Make sure you get it all out of it. You can even use this.
I don't want it on the crust. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make it all equal. You see this? That wasn't supposed to happen. Now, let's do this, and woo! That's a marathon.
And don't forget to get Mr. Sammy over there doing the dishes.
Look at this.
Pick that up and put it in there, please. Perfect. So now we're going to throw these in the oven for about 20 minutes, and then we'll see you back when it's done. Actually, after we throw it in, after the 20 minutes that it's in the oven, we have to let it cool. I like to put it in the fridge faster. If you're going to leave it out, you want to leave it out for about an hour. But if you're going to put it in the fridge, then you only need to leave it out for you leave it in the fridge for about 20 minutes. Once it's cool, then we'll put the toppings on, and then we'll taste test.
This is clean. Yes. I love it's clean.
Well, anyway, so when you put in the fork, it comes out clean. Or you can use a fork or a butter knife, but when you stick it in the middle, it comes out clean. So that's how we know when it's done. So what we're gonna do now, and you can't do this by yourself, kids. You have to get an adult to do it. We're gonna take it out, and you're either gonna leave it out to rest for an hour, or you're gonna put it in the fridge. We're impatient, and these guys are dying to try it. If you can get my helpers, they're dying to try it. So we're gonna put it in the fridge for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then we're gonna top it. So we'll see you then. So it looks like it's already been picked at by somebody, but that's okay. What we'll do, it's cooled down, so you'll notice that the fluffing has gone down. So now it's just a regular pie filling. It's filled it up. So I actually didn't do anything wonky with the batter. So that's good. And so what you'll do first, one of my helpers, if you'll open, well, actually wash the top of the can first and then open it. You're gonna take some sour cream. These have been cooling for a couple minutes, so they're cooled down. You're gonna take about half, this is a 16-ounce container. I'm gonna use probably half of it, maybe less. You wanna just leave a little ring around it of the actual cheesecake. So we're just gonna fill all the cracks and the center with sour cream. Okay, just like so. And we've got our cherry filling opened.
I do not want cherry.
Okay, it doesn't matter. It's all on the cake. So this is like a I might not need all this, so I'm gonna take another dollop to put it back. So we're gonna cover it. And you've gotta just, like I said, leave a little ring on the outside and just fill the center. So it should look like this so far. So these look good. Cool. We need to get this oven situation figured out before Thanksgiving, but besides that, we're in good business. Okay. And now what we're gonna do, I try to find the smallest cherry can because my kids don't like a lot of cherries, but if your kids like a lot of cherries or you like a lot of cherries, then that's great. I'm probably not gonna use this whole can though. So you're gonna put a good dollop of this in the middle, spread it around. Okay. And there we have it. This is our cheesecake and it's all done. And you can just, you know, cover it with the plastic. And I usually do this all the night before Thanksgiving and put it in the oven, and there we go. So we're gonna do our taste test now. Joshua, if you'll get us a plate.
And thank you for watching this recipe.
Well, we're just gonna do one plate to do the taste test. And then we'll cut it
Should
when
we
we're
cut
done.
it like?
No, we're not gonna use a pizza cutter. So you'll want to use a regular knife, nothing too crazy because then it will, you don't want to cut the container. I just need one fork to start, guys. Bring the plate over. Henry, put that down. We're not doing that right now. Alright, I'm not going to use a knife to lift it. I'm going to use the cake. Fancy cake. See what that looks like? Thank you. That's our animals running around like crazies. And we're going to taste it. This is Henry, our first. What do you think?
Very good.
What do you think?
Oh, wow.
Try it. There you go. And we're gonna have Daddy-O. Henry, if you'll take the camera. Come on, you gotta try it. What do you think? Good?
Real good. Not too sweet. Pretty good.
Perfect. So there you have it. I cut the chocolate one so I can't taste it. But there you have it. Cheesecake. Hopefully your oven works just fine. And if it doesn't, I consulted my mother in between these takes via text message. And she says that she traditionally did it at 35 to 45 minutes at 375. So that's kind of in between what I usually do. Probably, I don't know.
Very good.
Before I had oven problems. Yeah. So anyway, hope you enjoyed our video. Everybody say bye.
Bye.
Let me turn the camera up. Oh, I love that so much. That was so fantastic. Oh, okay, everyone's still there. Good. I love that so much. It was so good, and I loved all the teamwork in that and cleaning up. We got so many great tips. We heard a lot of great math words in that. We heard equal from our pie smoother there. We talked a lot about baking and a lot of science. So I'm sure Dr. Eddie Sun will talk about that too. But I really liked that, you know, if you're not sure if it's baking, some ways to test that. So she talked about putting the fork or the butter knife in to see if it comes out. And she mentioned, you know, if it's wiggling, that might be an issue. So there's a lot of math and science and a lot of great things children can learn from cooking in a safe way. And she gave some great safety reminders out there. And man, the patience on that entire family, everyone was waiting and waiting and waiting, and they were just so wonderfully patient. So again, I want to thank so much to Dalays, Gabrielle, Joshua, Nicholas, Henry, and Sammy for doing that video for us. I sent her a message this week and I said, are you still on board? And she wasn't sure what to do. And again, we kind of talked about it, and I said, you know, any special skill that you have, we'd love to feature it. Delays that looked so good. Thank you so much. Would love to see what you make for Thanksgiving. So if you do another video of you cooking for Thanksgiving, I would love to see it. And in the comments, my nephew Steven, who's always watching, you have convinced him that he needs to have cheesecake. So it looks like he'll be having that soon. So please,
Yay!
yeah, Steven is very excited. I know I'm gonna be making it. Thank you all so much. Like, what a prize that was. So helpful.
It was fun.
Oh, absolutely. And you were nervous about it too. I could tell via text, but it was so
Yeah, I
good,
was like, oh my
wasn't
God.
it? Yeah.
We're a mess.
Oh my, I wish I was that much of a mess. That was wonderful. And I liked you mentioned the oven issues because I've noticed that some of my stuff hasn't been baking consistently. And I kind of thought it was me, but well, it might still be me, but it also could be my oven.
No, it could be the oven. It could be the oven. Yeah, my oven started acting wonky.
Especially with certain kinds of food. And I said baking has been tricky for me too, and that probably could be why. So baking is so temperamental. It's quite tricky.
Mm-hmm.
So what other things are you gonna be making for Thanksgiving? I'm dying to know.
We're making 6 cheesecakes and 6 pumpkin pies.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. And now how long, you mentioned in the video it took you a little bit of time to make that. How long did it take you guys to make those 2 cheesecakes?
It actually took like 40 minutes.
Oh, that's pretty short for me. So that makes me feel better. Now you have a lot of help. So I like the cleaning as you go too. I got to get into that one. That was such a smart tip. Okay, well, I'm really excited. Please send pictures and please come back again. I would love to have you guys as a regular cooking segment. And I might be messaging you because I am making my first ever turkey this year. I don't know. I'm a little nervous about that myself. I've been doing a lot of research, but I'd love to get some tips.
It's so easy. You can do it.
I got a turkey roaster and I've never used it before.
So easy. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. You'll be fine. My husband is frying a turkey for the first time.
Ooh, I've seen that. It makes me nervous, but it sounds good.
Full Southern assimilation. That's what my family in New York is saying. You've completely assimilated. And I will be recording that because I'm pretty sure he's going to burn the house down. But anyway.
So for insurance purposes.
Yeah, insurance purposes, it's being recorded. So.
And if we can use it, that'd be great too.
Yeah, there you go.
If it turns out well, we'll use it. If not, insurance can use it. Yeah, so I said I'm really excited to hear it. And there's so many different ways to make so many things. And I thought I would try the turkey roaster because we got it for a wedding present 3 years ago. I haven't opened it, and it apparently saves room in your oven, so I'm gonna try that. But yeah, I'm excited. I love seeing what people are making, and I love that you have such a nice family that was willing to do that. And thank you so much. We hope you guys will be back. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you, boys. Okay, they probably muted themselves.
Oh man, you guys are awesome. You're very welcome.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Yeah.
Oh man, y'all crack me up. Okay, well that was excellent. That was wonderful. I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Eddie's son. So let me bring him on camera. Didn't that look delicious, Dr. Eddie?
That looks absolutely amazing. In fact, I'm going to be making some for dinner tonight because, you know, cheese is a fruit. So I think it's okay, right? Yeah, so there you go.
Now, do you have ovens on your spaceship?
We don't actually have ovens. We have to eat a lot of dehydrated food and rehydrate it. So we put it in some hot water, kind of like they have in MREs, you know, because taking all that extra weight, it's too heavy, and fuel cost, it's expensive. Gas is expensive. Tell you, especially when you're traveling to the other side of the universe.
Yeah. I would love to see the full process of cooking Thanksgiving in a spaceship. I bet that's a whole ordeal.
We might have to try that.
Exactly, right? Okay, well, I'm very excited. We haven't had you on here for a moment. And the last time you were kidnapped by these stormtrooper guys, it looked terrible. So I'm glad to see you're okay.
Never go to a galaxy far, far away. It is no fun.
It's a trap. It's a trap. Yes, I didn't mean to make that joke, but it worked out.
That was good. That was good.
I wish I could say it was planned. Yeah, so I'm excited to see you looking, except for the fire behind you, but I think it looks manageable. So I'm going to let you take it away. I'm really excited what you have for us today. I'm going to take myself out of the equation. There you go.
Thank you. Well, hello everybody. How's everybody doing? Hope y'all are doing well. And as you can see, I am back here in our solar system this time. It took me a little while to trek my way back from the Star Wars galaxy, but I'm back. Brought back this cool little souvenir, a floating Death Star. That's what this is right down here. So if you can see it, it's completely floating. Well, I'm gonna knock it over if I do that, but take my word, you can't really see it, but there's like a little gap under there. So I got a little Death Star. Unfortunately, it doesn't blow anything up, but that's okay. So where I'm at today, I am sitting here at our star in our solar system called the sun. You can see it right there behind me. Okay. So why do you think that we name our solar system Sol, or our solar system solar system? Well, it's actually named after our star, the sun. So the original name for the sun was Sol. And from that, we get solar system, our star system. So that's where we get our solar system name from. So a couple of interesting facts about the sun. First off, you don't really want to be this close by yourself. Thankfully, on board my space lab here, we've got some extra strength shielding to make sure that we don't burn, or else it'd be really, really hot. Plus, I got a cool filter over top of the screens over here that allows us to actually see what's these things right here, which are the solar flares. Does anybody know what the solar flares are? All right. Well, a solar flare is caused by the sun's magnetosphere. And what the magnetosphere is in the very, very core of the star, it is so incredibly dense and so incredibly heavy, and it's constantly pushing down on itself, and it creates elements. So when our star first started, it was a whole bunch of hydrogen gas that just started compressing and compressing. And as it compressed, it started a process called fusion. So it went from hydrogen and it created helium. Then helium to lithium, then lithium to beryllium, and it created all these elements. So every single element, every single thing that you touch, everything that you see, it is made up of literally stardust. That's where we get our elements from, is from the stars. All right. And our star right now, at its core, it is so densely packed that it's creating an element called iron. I'm sure you guys have heard of iron, right? Well, that iron is molten and it's churning in the very, very center of the sun. And as it's churning, it creates an electromagnetic field. Now, y'all have all played with magnets, right? I'm sure you have. They're fun to play with. Well, think of this magnet as the world, well, not the world's, the solar system's, because we're in the solar system's most powerful magnet. And as it's churning, it's putting out this huge magnetic field around it. And as it's going, it creates these solar flares. So the solar flares will erupt from the surface of the sun, and then the magnetosphere will pull them back in. The other cool thing that it does is it ionizes the particles that comes off the sun. So what does that mean? It excites the particles that are coming off the sun. So when they hit the Earth and they hit our magnetic sphere, it creates the aurora borealis. It is the reaction of those ionized particles, or those excited particles, that when it hits our magnetosphere here on Earth, and it creates the aurora borealis. It's really cool. So how big is our sun? Our sun has a radius of 436,690 million miles around. All right. As compared to Earth, Earth only has a radius of 3,958 miles. That means that the Earth could fit inside the sun over 109 million times. That's 109 million Earths inside the sun. Ridiculous, right? And you thought our country was big. No, the sun is huge. Our planet is tiny compared to it. However, our star is not the largest star on record. Currently, the largest star on record is called the Pistol Star. It is 100 times the size of our star here in our solar system. That means that Earth could fit inside that star 100 billion times. That's a lot of planet Earth. That's a lot of versions of yourself. So last time I was here, we also talked a little bit about light speed and how fast that went. So our star is currently at a distance of 91 million miles away from us. So when a photon of light leaves the star and comes to Earth, it still has to travel that distance, 91 million miles. Anyone want to take a guess on how long it takes for that one proton of light to hit our star, or to hit Earth?
A long time.
Actually, not as long as you think. It only takes 8 minutes. So think of it this way. If our star were to suddenly just go out, we wouldn't know about it until 8 minutes later. Crazy, huh? Light does travel fast, but it still has to travel. All right, so enough about the boring stuff. Let's get down to science experiments. So we talked a little bit about pressure today. The pressure inside of the star, constantly pushing down, creating new elements. Everything that you see, all your toys are made out of it. The food you eat, all the elements, because of the pressure inside of the stars pushing down on top of each other. We're going to see what else pressure can do. All right. So for this experiment, if you want to follow at home, there's a couple things we need to talk about first. We're getting ready to do science experiments. So what does that mean? Proper lab attire is required. Okay. So I wear glasses right here. If you wear glasses, you're good. If you don't wear glasses, you're going to want to get yourself a pair of goggles. All right. Also, make sure that all of the experiments that you do with your parent or an adult nearby, especially with some of the things that we're going to be doing today, because we're going to be playing with fire. All right. So for this experiment, you're going to need one bottle. Okay. I've got this old Coke bottle right here. You're going to need eggs, hard boiled. All right. You're going to need pair of scissors, piece of paper, some water on standby, and some matches. So the water, after we've lit the matches, we're going to put the matches into the water to make sure that they're safely extinguished. So that way, we don't have any kind of accidents. So what are we going to do? We're going to fit this egg inside this bottle. Doesn't seem like it's going to fit, does it? It's kind of crazy. Doesn't seem like it's going to fit. I mean, if I were to just push it down right now, look, oops, runaway egg. Excuse me, everybody. We had a little bit of turbulence. I got to go grab my egg. All right. So if I were to just sit here and push this in, it's just going to kind of, just fall apart, and then you have a mess. All right. So how are we going to get this egg inside of this bottle without making a mess? First thing you're going to do, I shouldn't have put that egg in there just yet. That's all right. We're going to remove that. First thing you're going to do, you're going to take your piece of paper, okay? And you're going to cut it into a strip. Just like this, all right? And then this next part, you're going to need to have an adult do for you, because this is the part where you're going to work with the fire. So while your parent is lighting the end of this piece of paper, you can hold the egg and get ready to put the egg over top of the bottle, okay? So have an adult light the end of the paper with the match or a lighter or whatever you have that's handy. We're going to use a match today. Drop it into the bottle, and then put the egg on top, and then watch. It may take it just a few minutes. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you get a tight enough seal around where the egg is sitting on top of the bottle for where it goes in. It does take a few minutes. And of course, it shouldn't take this long, but I may not have got a good enough seal on it. Let's try this one more time. All right. Sorry, everybody, technical difficulties. Science sometimes does not work exactly how you want it to, well, how you would want it to, especially when you go try to show somebody.
Well, I think that's, oh, sorry, I'm gonna interject. That's so interesting, because that reminds me of, you'll hear people online, well, scientists keep changing their mind. Well, that's not true. Well, because we learn new things about science, and that's why we practice so many times, and you'll see control groups and experiments are replicated for accuracy. So I think that's a really good point.
That's actually a very good point. The point of science is not to set out proving that your theories are correct. The point is to set out to prove that your theories are wrong, because with science, we're constantly learning. And if we stop learning, that means we know everything about the universe. And there's no way we can begin to know everything about the universe.
Exactly too. And what I find interesting is people will take something, and I just learned about this recently, called confirmation bias, where if you think something is true and you're going out to prove it's true, you're only going to find things that, oh, I'll be quiet because it looks like it's doing something.
It's trying.
Yeah. Well, too, and someone could do this experiment and then not get the same results as you because, like you said, they didn't have it in the correct condition, not enough tight span, and think that you were like the theory was wrong, but we know it's not wrong. It's just these certain elements were.
I performed this experiment earlier, and I'm wondering if there may be a slight hole somewhere in the bottom from where I performed.
Oh,
That could be an issue. But one thing that you can sort of, so what's supposed to happen? I do apologize that you're not getting the full visual effect, but what does happen is that the egg is sucked down into the bottom of the bottle. How does that happen? Or why does it happen? And if you can't really see it because the camera's kind of far away, but here closer to the edges, it's slowly starting to go. It's just taking a little bit longer. But right here around the bottom of the egg, it's slowly starting to contract and be pulled into the bottle. Actually, it's going, it's just taking a little bit longer than normal. So while the egg is slowly moving into the bottle, very, very, very slowly, let's talk about the science behind this. Why is this work? Why does this doing this the way, or why is seemingly nothing pulling this egg down into the bottom? So in the bottle, before we put the piece of paper in it, before we put anything in it, was the bottle empty or was it full? It's a trick question. It was full. Yes, it may not have been full of Coke, but it was full of atmosphere, oxygen, nitrogen, helium, everything that we have in our atmosphere that we breathe in on a daily basis was inside this bottle at the very beginning. And what does fire need in order to survive? It needs three things. First thing, it needs a fuel source, okay? In the case of our star back here, that fuel source is hydrogen. That hydrogen is constantly burning, and that's what allows the sun to stay lit and nice and bright and fuse together to create other elements. All right. The second thing it needs heat. It needs constant heat in order to stay lit. So if you have a fire, that fire provides its own heat. However, if you put it into an environment where it's really, really cold, regardless if you have the other two things, it's going to die and burn out. That's why when you put water on top of fire, not oil fires, but any other fire, that's why it goes out, because the water on top of the fire kills the heat source of it and it puts the fire out. The third thing that it needs oxygen or air, the same thing that we breathe. Fire requires breath, just like we do, or it requires oxygen to breathe, just like we do. So when you put the strip of paper in here, okay, it's got its fuel source, the paper, it's got the heat, it provides its own heat, and it needs the air, which the air was inside the bottle. When you put the egg on top, all right, the egg now cuts off new fuel source going in. So the oxygen inside is being used up by the fire, and it expels carbon dioxide, which is that smoke that you see inside the bottle, but no new oxygen can get in. So as it's eating away the oxygen, air is trying to rush in on the very, very sides of here, trying to get into the bottle itself. Also, the atmosphere on top is pushing down because down here we now have a vacuum in here, all right? And so the pressure on top is pushing down and pushing on the sides of the egg, trying to get into the bottle to fill that vacuum up, all right? And as it's doing that, it compresses the egg. And again, it's still trying to do it, but I think I might have a little leak in there somewhere. So it compresses the egg and pushes on it and eventually pushes it down. Again, so that's where we get the pressure pushing the egg down and pushing it down inside the bottle. So I am sorry that the visual is not working for you today. I promise I did try it out before and it was working just fine. Like I said, I may have a little hole somewhere inside the bottle, but the cool thing about science is, or the reason why we experiment to figure out why things happen. And if something doesn't happen the way that we think it does, that's exciting. So don't ever never go into science thinking that you know the answer. Go into science with a cautious mind, thinking that you don't know the answer. You may have a theory or an idea on how something works, but the point is to learn something new every single time you do it. All right. So if your theories don't pan out the way you don't think, see that as a good thing, as an exciting thing, because that means you learn something new. All right. So, and I want to end my segment here real quick. I want to talk about a famous scientist. All right, talking about elements today, where our star creates new elements. I want to bring up an individual who celebrated her birthday not too long ago. It was actually November 7th. So that's the reason why I want to bring her up. Let me bring up a picture real quick. Give me just a moment. Come on. Let's go. All right. So right here, this is a famous scientist. Unfortunately, she is no longer with us. Her name is Marie Curie. What is she known for? Marie Curie would have celebrated her birthday on November 7th. So it's November 15th. So that's the reason why I want to bring her up. But she is best known for the discovery of two elements, the element radium and polonium. The reason why we call the element polonium is because she herself was born in Warsaw, Poland. And so she named the element after her place of birth, Poland. All right. So that's why we have polonium. Both of these, both the elements that she discovered are very radioactive, very, very dangerous. So you don't want to touch them themselves. But it's pretty cool that she was able to find this. These were elements that scientists for years were trying to say did not exist, or we had our periodic element, our periodic element table set up. Everybody said there was no such thing as any other elements. We found them all, and she went about and proved them wrong that we found, and she found these are two additional. And since then, we've added even more elements to our periodic table. So again, another case of the instance where we thought we had all the answers, but someone was able to continue doing the science, saying, I don't think we do, and found that we didn't. So Marie Curie, everybody, awesome scientist, wonderful person. So celebration. Thank you.
And Ted, didn't you? And it must have been even harder for her because first off, scientists thought they knew everything, and then like a woman thought she knew something new, which was even harder because even today, women are still very underrepresented in the math and science field. There are very little scholarships offered to women for math and science. It's something that we definitely need to encourage. So you can imagine how it's gotten obviously much better now, but it was very hard for Marie Curie. And like I said, I really love that, like you said, it kind of brings up a point is, scientists don't know everything. That's the point. And we have to make sure, like you said, there might have been a hole in the bottom. So someone who did that experiment was like, well, clearly this disproves it because I tried it once. But you have to, that's why we have to keep all the variables the same. Everything has to be I thought it was interesting too, with you have to examine experiments that are done by like large corporations. So what was their motivation behind it? So we always have to keep questioning and, they keep changing their mind because we learn new things. That's how it works. There was a while when, we didn't know a lot about COVID and, as we're learning about it, scientists have changed their mind and how important masks are. And that's, even just talking about the breath today, it's all like, about how important scientists need to be taken seriously. And that's why we love that Dr. Eddie Sun, you take some time to talk to, especially the younger children, about how we need to respect our scientists, fund science, female scientists. It's very important. So thank you so much for joining us. I hope that I love that you have your experiment 626 contained. He may have been behind the tampering of the bottle.
It could have been Stitch tampering with it. I wouldn't put it past him. He tends to do that kind of stuff. But I just want to add that real quick for everybody who goes into it. Science is a very interesting field, and don't whenever you go into science, if you decide that you do want to become a scientist one day, then remember this advice that you're going into science to prove yourself wrong. The best scientists, the ones who find the most, the ones who make the largest impact on the world, are usually the ones who go into their field of study to prove their theories wrong. So never think that your theories are right. Of course, a theory is an educated guess based off of observations, but we're constantly learning new things. So go into it thinking that your theories are wrong and try to set out to prove that your theories are wrong. Because once you can't prove that your theories are wrong, all that's left is that the correct answer. So it could turn out that you're correct, but never go into it proving that you're correct, because then, as Marty was saying, it might become a little bias. So until next time, everybody, think like a proton and stay positive.
Hey, and I did happen to find just really quickly, just so I found someone with like a glass experiment doing it with a bottle. So this is what it looked like right here. It's just really quick. So it just sucks like right in there really, and kind of slowly too. Look how weird it looks.
So I probably should have used a glass bottle as opposed to a plastic bottle. I have a couple of Erlenmeyer flasks, which is what this person is using here.
I love that you do.
Um, but I was trying to use things that you might be able to find
around the house. But I love that you have those around the house. But I don't know what he's about to do with the egg, but yeah, so I think that's really, really neat, and we'll definitely have to do some more of those. I gotta pull my screen.
I got some exciting experiments planned for next time I come on as well. Some like big explosion things, stuff that you probably don't want to do at home by yourself, but I will do it so you guys can see it.
Yay! I love that. I love that so much. Thank you, Dr. Edison.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Oh, hold on. Okay, make sure I didn't lose you there. Hold on. I'm trying to get it back to me, but I don't know. Oh, because my camera's off. That's why. Coming back to me momentarily. Maybe? All right. Well, until I can figure out how I get it back to me for some reason. Dr. Edison is stuck on my... Oh.
That's okay.
That's probably what. There we go. Hello again. We're going to end it. We were supposed to have... Fairy Avalon, and her video is just a little long. We have to keep it a little shorter today. Just I'm a little bit on a tighter schedule, so I will show her video. I'm probably going to shorten it just a little bit so we can show it. It's a wonderful video, and definitely check that out. But we're just going to do end with a shorter one. I haven't done one in a little bit, and I'm going to show my puppet show I did for a friendly drag show a few weeks ago now, and it's the 3 Billy Goats Gruff, which is a story I've done on here before, but I did it a little bit better, I think, on the pre-recorded video, so I'm going to show that one. And excuse the outfit, it doesn't really match the story, but it was what I was dressed in drag for that day, so I'm going to play my puppet. It just doesn't match the story, but it still works, I think, on a certain level. So we're going to hear me do 3 Little Billy Goats Gruff. Hi, I'm Marty McGuy. I'm a drag king from Columbia, South Carolina, and I'm really excited to be with you here today. So I decided to tell a story in my favorite medium, which is puppetry. So I love puppetry because it can be big and grand and elaborate, but it can also be done very simply and from home and with very few materials. So I made our puppets today with cardstock and crayon and just a simple straw. So with that in mind, I'm going to bring you the 3 Billy Goats Gruff. Once upon a time, there were 3 Billy Goats. There was the baby goat and the middle Billy Goat. What's up, dude? And then we have the big brother Billy Goat. Hello! And one day, the little Billy Goat noticed that they had run out of grass and eaten it all, and they had to go on the other side to get grass. We have to cross the bridge where the yummy new grass is. But the middle goat said, dude, we can't do that. There's a mean troll underneath that bridge. But the oldest Billy Goat was very brave. And he said, we must be brave, brothers. Little brother, you go first. If the troll wants to fight you, tell him that your big brother is going to come. And so even though the little Billy Goat was scared, he listened to his brother. I will go. And the youngest Billy Goat came to the bridge. Trembling, he began to walk across. Trip, trap, trip, trap. Just then he heard, "Roar! I hear a trip, trap. Who is keeping me from my nap, nap? It is I, the youngest Billy Goat. Do not fight me, Mr. Troll. I just want to eat some good grass on the other side of the meadow. I am big and you are small. I will catch you, tail and all. Oh, please don't catch me. Wait for my brother. He is bigger, stronger than me. See what the troll's gonna do. I am mean, but you are right. I will wait for a better fight. So the troll let the little baby goat go across the bridge. Trip, 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 trip. Wasn't wasting any time. He just knew he had to escape. Oh, this grass is good and sweet. I hope my brothers can meet me on the other side of the bridge. Now it was the middle goat's turn to cross the bridge. I will cross the bridge next, but I am afraid of the troll.
And the big brother said, "Do not be afraid. If the troll wants to fight you, tell him your big brother is coming after you." "Oh, fine, dude, I will go." So the middle billy goat came to the bridge. Trembling, he began to cross. Trip, trap, trip, trap. And then he heard, "I hear a trip, trap. Who is keeping me from my nap, nap?" "It is I, the middle billy goat, gruff. Do not hurt me, Mr. Troll. I just want to eat the good grass from the other side of the meadow." "I am strong and you are small. I will catch you, tail and all." "Oh, please, dude, don't catch me. Wait for my big brother. He's bigger and stronger than me." "I mean, you are right. I will wait for a better fight. Off you go then." So the troll let the middle goat go across. Trip, trap, trip, trap, trip, trap. "Oh, this grass is so good and sweet. I hope my big brother can join us on the other side of the meadow," said the middle goat. Now it was the big brother billy goat's turn to cross the bridge. "I am not afraid of that troll. I will cross the bridge to be with my brothers and eat the good sweet grass." The biggest billy goat crossed the bridge confidently. Trip, trap, trip, trap. "I hear a trip. I hear a trap. Who is keeping me from my nap?" "It is I, the big billy goat gruff. You do not scare me at all, Mr. Troll. I am big and you are small. I will catch you, tail and all." "I would like to see you try, Mr. Troll." The angry troll climbed on top of the bridge. As soon as he did, he saw how big the goat's horns was, and he knew he was no match for that big goat. The goat began to run at the troll, but then, all of a sudden, he saw that the troll was trembling, and the goat stopped and asked, "Why are you so mean, Mr. Troll? None of the other goats wanted to fight you." "Well, I think I'm supposed to be mean, Mr. Troll, and I'm so hungry." Now, the big billy goat gruff was very wise, and he's also very good at problem solving. And he said, "Mr. Troll, how about we make an agreement? You allow all my goat friends to cross the bridge, and we will share our milk and cheese with you always." And from that day forward, the goats crossed no problem, and the troll had lunch with them and tea, and they had milk and cheese and played in the grass. The end. It was lovely reading with you today, and I hope you liked the story. And I oof. I was gonna leave that there for a second, just the rest of the story time. Okay, so that was a puppet show I did for a family-friendly drag show. Did you get to the yeah, so my mom made those puppets. If you are familiar with Drag Storytime, my mom is she lives with us, and she is a fantastic artist. She will not believe you, but she is, and she made those wonderful puppets. And like my sister said in the comments, we'll send weekly cards with wonderful drawings. So I'll have to see if I can convince her to show some of her drawings on here sometimes. So comment below if you want her to do it. Let's harass her.
We want to see the pictures. We want to see them. You need to come on.
Come on. Nothing like good old fashioned harassment. Okay, so we're gonna end today since we wanted to keep it a little shorter. And I want to thank, of course, Dr. Eddie's son for coming back, and I'm very excited we're able to welcome Dalays and her super great family. Thank you again, Gabriel, Joshua, Nicholas, Henry, and Sammy. I'm gonna do a dab for you. Please, I want to see videos of that fried turkey. I also harassed them to do a weekly, or not weekly, but more cooking segments because they were fantastic.
I'm going over to their house for dinner.
Right. Would be happy to show it. And said, again, Dalays was a little nervous about joining us. Like I said, you don't have to be a drag artist. You don't have to necessarily read something. We just welcome anyone to come on. Poetry, singing, dancing. You can pre-record something if you can't be with us live, or being with us live makes us a little nervous. That's totally fine. You can pre-record a video and I can show it. We just would like to get more commitment from the community. Even just to hear how you're doing during this really hard COVID time. So we will not be with you. Let me look at my schedule before I say anything. Our next one will be on the 19th with CJ, another character, fairy / mermaid. But maybe I'll go ahead and show Princess Avalon, Fairy Avalon during kind of our break this week, since I already have that ready, and since it's a little bit longer, that will be our whole story time. I'll talk to her about that. And also we will have Renee will be joining. Sorry, my cat just jumped on my headset. Sorry about the screaming. It literally did. He literally jumped and attacked my cord, and now he's walking away like he didn't do anything. So we'll officially be back on the 29th. I may show the fairy one. I'm just gonna double check to make sure we don't have anything else for the page. So we will not see you on Thanksgiving. So have a very wonderful, safe. If you can, please stay indoors or very minimal people. If you have the opportunity to make a cheesecake, because we showed you how to do it, send in your pictures for making a cheesecake. Thank you all so much. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.